Hmm. Hi, my kitty babies. How you guys doing today? I'm doing great. Before I get started with my video, I want to ask you guys, please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Also, hit that notification bell so you know when I post. Now, today I want to talk about breaking soul ties. Um, a lot of the times we think that soulmates are we are supposed to be connected to them forever, right? The sound of it sounds like a fairy tale. Soulmate. I found my soulmate. I found my soulmate. When the reality of it is, we have more than one soulmate in our lifetime. A lot of times, soulmate could be family. It can be a lover. It can be a friend. Um, I think personally, um, I have multiple soulmates, um, and some of them I am still very much connected to, and some of them I had to let go. And very recently, I had to release myself from a soul connection that for the past 4 years has literally caused me so much pain and confusion, um, and kept me in such a stagnant energy to where I could not move forward and be happy with anyone else because I was so fully connected to this one person. Now, granted, I have tried other connections, but for whatever reason, our souls kept coming back together. Now, to me, this person was my twin flame and a soulmate, a soul connection, right? I looked at this person as my person, right? But what I've learned is that we didn't necessarily need to be together. I mean, it was seemingly impossible for us to really have a committed relationship. From the jump, from the start of our connection, the chemistry was there. The love seemingly was there immediately. But there were obstacles. And of course, every relationship have obstacles. But what I've learned in that connection was most of all self-love and patience for myself, because the love that I thought I needed, I received within that connection. But then when that person will withdraw his energy from me, I would feel like I need that energy to be okay. But I was like, you know what? I can give that energy and love back to myself. And so it taught me self love. And that's something that I did not, I had, but I lost in my marriage. And so when I met this particular person, he came in, and like again, the connection, the chemistry, everything was natural. It was there. It was beautiful when it was beautiful, but it was a shared energy. Um, and I'm very spiritual. I'm very spiritual, very intuitive, and I will always know when I'm sharing my person with other energies. I always know when I have that person to myself, and I always know when I don't. And basically, this soul tie that I'm just now choosing to release myself from, I have been sharing him with other people for the past 4 years, and vice versa, and vice versa, and vice versa. I can't blame him fully. I myself have been keeping my options open because what me and him had was never secure. It was never secure. I just knew I loved him, and I thought I knew that I wanted to marry him. I thought I knew that I wanted a family with him because he's a great man. I can't take that from him. He's a great man. He's a great father. He has a big heart, but he was a person that was not really open with his past traumas. So therefore, he was unable to really heal like he's supposed to heal. He was holding on to his past traumas and the people who hurt him, and still being loyal to them, and therefore unable to give fully to the connection with me, which I always felt was unfair because I've been hurt myself, but I took the time to try to heal myself and love myself. That way I won't hurt another person. But I decided to release myself from this connection because, again, I know what I want. Y'all know about my vision board. If y'all know what's in that vision board, y'all will know why I had to let the connection go. Because in this connection, we did not want the same things. You know, he didn't want more children. I want another child. He didn't want to fully commit. I want to remarry. Um, and it was just a lot. I can't put everything on him because I myself have had my options open because I didn't want to give myself fully to this person who was so unsure about our connection from the jump. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe he's not the person I'm supposed to marry. Maybe I'm supposed to learn something from this connection. So that's what I've been doing. For the past 4 years, I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about self-love, having patience with myself, forgiveness, um, and loyalty, right? I saw how dedicated and loyal he was to other connections. And, you know, again, we were sharing, it felt kind of like I was included into a polygamous relationship, but not knowing about it. But feeling like that's what it was, but it wasn't real. It was the most confusing. This was the most confusing connection I've ever had in my life. Normally when I meet people, I know what I'm getting myself into. You know, we have those talks. We have those deep talks where we talk about our fears, our past, you know, our traumas. We share, you know, our flaws. But this person was wanting to be perceived as, I'm not going to say flawless, but he wanted me to receive him as this good man for so long that I never really got the full real of who he was as a person. Because I always felt that there's something about him that I do not know. So even still, it's been 4 years. But I still just wanted to love him because I'm like, I'm sure he's been hurt. I'm sure, um, I'm sure that he really wants this connection, but it's hard because of this. I've been making excuses for him. He's been making excuses for himself, and I've been allowing it for the past 4 years. And we've both been manifesting one another, and but in different ways because he's been in my vision since I met him to be my husband, to be the father of my kids, you know, us have a family. I even asked him to be my son's godfather. He only manifested me sexually. There's never been a discussion about marriage, for real. There's never been a discussion about having a family. We've never shared plans with one another. I remember asking him, do he see me in his life from 5 years from now? And he was like, I don't know, you know. And certain things that have been said, and I've been holding it in and just still holding on to what I think could be. Again, I had this vision of him. I had dreams of him before I met him. Of this guy being supportive in my life, loving me and my kids. Right? I've been dreaming of him since before we connected. But when I asked you, do you see me in your future 5 years from now, 10 years from now? Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that. Maybe he always kept me so confused. He never made me feel secure in our connection. So today I'm deciding to let it go. I have to let it go. I have to let it go. I have to let it go because I know that there is somebody out there that is willing to step up and love me and my kids, respect me, commit to me, marry me, and be in my life. Take care of me, and not put me on the back burner and treat me like I'm a choice. I've always been a choice for him. I've always been someone who, this is how I felt. Like, he may have a different perspective. I would never truly understand his perspective. I try to get him to explain it to me, and it's just his explanation of it makes him sound like he's this he's never done anything wrong in our connection when we both have, but it started with his lies, his manipulations. Because when I first met him, I literally let go everything because I knew if you ever had a soulmate, if you ever had a person who you just knew was your person, you know, you know. I knew that first day when we first hung out with each other, that is my person. From the way he got along with my son, from our connection, it just was something different that I haven't experienced with any guy before him or even after him. You know, I've had connections where the sex was great, communications on point, but or they may be fun people, a fun person, but I couldn't see myself having a family with them. I couldn't see myself marrying them. But there were connections that I had because I felt like I don't know, my subconscious was waiting on that person to want to commit to me like I wanted to be committed to. But I'm no longer doing that. I'm no longer doing that. I cannot do that to myself no more. I'm always getting excuses from him. I'm always, he spent time with me recently, and I feel like it's a chore. He was like, "Oh, I gave you, I spent half a day with you. All right, I spent half a day with you. Time for me to go." Like it's a privilege to spend time with him. It was the most confusing connection. When I first met him and I first learned certain things about him and saw his ways and saw his manipulation, I thought instantly, that's narcissistic behavior. I felt deep down that's narcissistic. This is narcissistic behavior. But he wants to be perceived as this good guy, in which he is a good guy. He's not. He perceives himself very well to be a good guy. I don't know anybody else's experience with him, because again, he have yet to share his past experiences with other women. He's the only guy that I've met who does not talk about what have hurt him in the past by other women. I do remember asking him, why did you and so broke up, and he gave me some kind of lame excuse, which just wasn't real enough for me. And me personally, I saw through the bullshit. But I kept quiet about it. I'm like, okay, that's his story. If he don't want to come out with it, he don't have to come out with it, But again, a soul tie is not meant to. It can break you. It can break your soul. Okay, and soulmates are not meant for you to hold on to forever. Okay, you have another soulmate out there that's been praying for you, and that wants you, and that wants what you want. Again, it's gonna be hard. No matter what connection you're in, it's gonna be hard. You're gonna have You're gonna probably butt heads sometimes. There are gonna be arguments. What that does not make it meant to be. But when it becomes too confusing and it doesn't go anywhere, and there have been times that has passed, and you realize that this person will put more time and love and energy into other people, and then give you the crumbs, basically breadcrumbing you to hold on to you, just in case those connections don't work. That's not a healthy soul connection, and you need to break from it. Anyways, that's all I want to share with you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Love ya.